The market dips, rips, then closes basically flat as we head into the end of August. What does it all mean? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the NVIDIA catalyst, and we did see that catalyst take effect as we saw a dip overnight, a rip higher during the day, and then they closed the market basically flat. So now the question is, what does that all mean? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. Highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, coming to the close of August, we have one more trading day here, but we had another amazing month. 2 trades yesterday, 2 winners yesterday. They were small winners, but winners nonetheless. And as you can see on the screen, we had an incredible August. We have an incredible year. And this isn't what we do in our room. If you want to be part of this winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. But for now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so some sloppy price action yesterday. They did dip down overnight into the 55.60 area. They were unable to break this key support area or get down to the 55.40 area we've been talking about, the 236. This is the area you'd look for if they're going to continue down in this B wave. They want to break through that. That gives us our initial signal that we are breaking down and headed toward that B wave low. But they were unable to get through that area, and then they spiked it all the way back to the top of the range. They rejected that and then spiked it almost all the way back to the bottom before closing basically flat. So with this, we're still grinding in this range. And we still have our low here. The low overnight we would call wave 4 at this time. And we're looking at a couple of scenarios. So for a more direct bullish count, it is possible that this can be a 1-2 setup where the move up to the top of the range was 1 of wave 5 and 2 of wave 5. If this is going to break out in that way where we get 3, 4, and 5, this would be a direct breakout to the 5800 area that we've been talking about. It's not my preferred path. I would like to see the pullback in B, but that would be what we would look at here if they do break back out over yesterday's high. So still trapped in the range, but a break directly over yesterday's high would lead me into this type of structure into 5800. The alternate to that, to the upside, would be if it's a really ugly structure and there's a lot of overlap. We could see wave 5 of this A wave take shape as an ending diagonal where you get 3, 4, and 5 kind of overlapping, and then you get the B wave down after that. So it really depends on structure. They're going to need to kind of set up a 1-2 and break out to the upside strongly. So they have the 1-2 here, and then they need, so they have 1 and 2. You'd want to see 1 and 2 again for 1 and 2 of 3. Then you'd want to see a breakout to the upside, and then a 4 and 5. If they give you a clean 5 waves like that, we're obviously on our way to 5800, but any kind of overlap, and I'm looking for this to top out around the equal high here at around 5720, and then turn down in this B wave before C up towards 5850. Now to the downside, it is possible that you have an A and B in place, and they're starting C to the downside. You'd want to see them continue here and give you a 1-2 setup, and then break down in a strong way in this B wave in a more direct manner. I do think based on the structure here and the amount of energy that will be built, we could see a more direct move into this B wave should they break down. So the key level really to watch to the downside is 55.39. There's massive support at that level. It will be a momentum move if the ES breaks down into that area. And a break through that level would create more momentum. And instead of getting a traditional zigzag type move, I think you'll just get a more straight line move into that 5350 to 5400 area. And that's what we would look for in that case. So the 2 main paths are going to be the direct break to 5800 and the direct move down towards 5350 to 5400. A break of this low would give us our first indication, but really the break of 5540 is what we're looking for. A break of that would be a momentum play, and we'd have that direct move down. To the upside, again, you need good structure, and then a breakout over this range high here, and you get that. You'll have a momentum play to the upside towards 5800. Over on the NASDAQ, now if you are in camp pullback where you're looking for the B wave to the downside, the NASDAQ is still the chart for you. They gave us a wave A and a wave B. What we would expect is a wave C down into our target area, that 18,400 to 18,700 area, which is the 0.5 and 0.618 retrace of the move up. So they do have a good start to that. We would look for them to put together a wave 2 and then 3, 4, and 5 into that area. That would be our primary count at this time. The alternate would be that they need to go back and make a little higher of a B wave. So You have an A and a B, and then you get C up for this B wave, and then they turn over. Now, if they're able to break back over this high here at 18,950, that's where the bulls can take back control and challenge this high and push up out of there and try to push back toward an equal high up here or a little higher of a B wave. Remember, they still haven't gotten their 764 here. They turned down off of it. They've broken through their 236. So the NASDAQ does have a more traditional downside setup than ES, who's chopping more in a range. And that's kind of a tell on the market that we would use to give us an indication of which path we're looking for. We still want to see the key levels break. We still need to see the confirmation. But ES has been doing this while NASDAQ has clearly broken down, bounced back up in a B wave, and now looks down again. So primary path, the B wave down here into the 18.4, 18.700 area. You want to see them hold this B wave high at 18.692. If they don't hold that, they really need to hold the 19.850 area for a higher B wave and then turn down from there. Otherwise, we'll push back up, likely into that 20,350 area. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it, become part of our trading team. Make sure it's for you. Interact with the group, and make sure it's something you want to be a part of before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners course and our Advanced Elliott Wave course. This is our training material teaching you how to do what we do here. And these courses are helping people understand these complex markets. In the Advanced course, we go through all of the more complex charts where we have the advanced fib levels, your diagonals, double and triple threes, your flats, the triangles, and of course, how to trade Elliott Wave. Many people know the concepts, but not necessarily how to trade. These are all very valuable tools to have in your toolbox so you can understand this crazy market. As you can see on the screen, it's helping our traders make money and understand these complex patterns. But if it's a little bit too much for you and you're just getting started, we also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be so difficult when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And that's because Elliott knew that these news cycles were garbage long ago. He knew that key levels mattered and what happened when those key levels held and what happened when they broke. And this gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. Now, this course is 25 videos where I go through 3 parts. Your introduction, where we go through your expectations, your mindset and emotion, the KISS method, and why this works. We go through your chart setup and tools, where we go through each of the tools, how we use them and why we use them with Elliott Wave, and your Elliott Wave for Beginners area, where we go through each of the waves, the theory of alternation, the corrective depth theory, the pivot, everything you need to know to make sense of a complex market. The really cool thing about these courses is if you want to get them both at the same time for a discount, you can get our bundle pack and get $37 off. Or if you just want to get them for free, simply join one of our monthly rooms, as the educational material is included in those rooms. In my first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing in day trades. We do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for individual stocks, futures trading, income trading, as well as advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as those individual stocks, that futures trading, his income trading market method that just crushes the market, and then his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money. That one's something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, your key takeaways for today. We're caught in a trap here, stuck in the middle with you, whatever you want to say. We're in this range. We do have a setup to the upside for a potential wave 5 towards 5,800. We would want to see a strong breakout over this wave 3 high. We have a setup to the downside where we'd want to see a strong break through 5,540, telling us we're on our way towards 5,350 to 5,400. And they do have that potential for an ending diagonal here where they can make a slightly higher high and then turn down. That one is a little less likely in my opinion, but something to keep an eye on with this kind of sloppy structure. Over on the NASDAQ, much weaker than the ES. They have not gotten to their 764. They have a pretty nice A-B setup. They have a downside look. If they're going to fire to the downside, we want to see them take out this A wave on their way to the 18.7 to 18.400 area. Then we would look for them to hold in that B wave and potentially push higher. If they do move higher, the bears want to hold this 19,850 area for a potentially higher B wave above that, and it looks like we would make a higher bounce up into the 20,350 area. Guys, it's Labor Day weekend. Everybody gets Monday off. 3-day weekend. College football is starting. Go Cats. Have a great weekend. Spend time with your family. Have a drink. And I will talk to you next week.